Hey guys, this is Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and I'm bringing you the October reading. Can't believe that September flew by so quickly, and I know I say this every month, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm getting older and it just seems like days and weeks and months and years seem to be flying by, but I can't believe that we're already into the Halloween season, although by looking at our stores, Target, Costco, Walmart, you would have thought that maybe Halloween and Christmas and Thanksgiving and all of that happened all at the same time, and somehow they're all occurring now in June and July. Before we dive into the reading, I just want to give you guys a few things that are going on with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. So if you haven't jumped in for any of the live chats, make sure that you jump in on those. I try to do them on Saturday mornings, somewhere around 10 and 11 a.m. However, I have tried out a Friday, and maybe I'll try out a Thursday or Friday again, but you know, stay tuned for that. And usually I put a heads up on my Instagram, or I put a heads up on, or I make a video where it gives you guys a heads up. Also, in my shop for the month of October, if you go to Kittens, Weights, Tarot on Etsy, or if you head into my website, that will take you to Etsy as well, and all of that is linked down below. But you can get 20% off in my shop all month long with Spooky Kitten. So that is Spooky Kitten. That is the coupon code for the month of October. Before I actually dive into the reading, I love to give people kind of a heads up of what's going on in the month. And so if you want to take out your witchy calendar and take a few little marks, let's put some of that stuff down. October 2nd is the Feast of the Guardian Spirits. So oftentimes I notice people like to do little rituals and things like that for like home spirits and guardian spirits and their angels and things like that. So that's just kind of an official day for them if you wanted to do a little something special. Okay, October 5th we have the full moon in Aries, which is like ram. So, and that's also known as the blood moon. And one of these days, and I think October 5th will be this day, I'm actually going to get out there with my camera because we have some beautiful like orangey and sometimes bright red moons that we have out here, and they're massive. You know, I love, you know, end of September, October into November, the moons that we have out here, at least, you know, from our vantage point, are absolutely gorgeous, and I will catch them on camera. Hey, October 10th, Jupiter goes into Scorpio, and the reason I mention that is because Scorpio is my rising sign, but also Jupiter is seen as like almost like a teacher type energy, you know, where we're learning stuff like that. And so since I connect with, like, you know, the teacher, and I don't know why, but ever since I was a little kid, I just always loved Jupiter. I just thought it was like the coolest planet in our solar system. So there you go, Jupiter is in Scorpio. October 18th is the Great Horn Festival for all my pagan friends. October 19th is the Libra new moon, and I am a Libra moon, so hey! And of course, October 31st is Halloween, or for my pagan homies out there, it is Samhain. You know, for the longest time I pronounced it Samhain, which is why I love YouTube and the internet. You learn how to pronounce things correctly. All right, so let's get into the stone of the month. So this stone actually comes from what I got at my gem fair the other day, but I have really been feeling the energy of pink tourmaline. I haven't owned any pink tourmaline, and that is what I picked up. But you know, I have these crystal cards and I kept pulling pink tourmaline, and so I really felt that this is like an energy that will continue going on into the month of October. So very protective, yet learning to heal past wounds is kind of what I'm getting for the month of October. I always pull a theme card, and usually it's an oracle card, and I will be doing an oracle card for the month. And so for the month of October, I thought it apropos to use Stacey DeMarco's Halloween oracle. So here are the backs of the cards, and let's go ahead and pull ourselves a theme card. By the way, it's usually pretty warm here in San Diego in October, and November ends up being one of our warmest months. So although I see everybody, online with the fall leaves and, temperatures are dropping, here temperatures are rising, and as you can see, I'm like dressed for the weather. So this is going into the Samhain season here in San Diego. Okay, so let's go ahead, and it looks like we have our card. Well, how appropriate. So here it has ghost, regret. So like I said at the beginning with our stone, how I said that, we'd be protected or working on protection as we, go into maybe a shadow aspect of ourself. And so I see that kind of as our ghost. And so it looks like that this month we're going to be reflecting on our past, whether that's going way, way, way back into your childhood, if it's going back into teenage years, maybe it's going back into your 20s or 30s or whenever, wherever it may be that you need some work done. And we all need work done constantly, we're never a finished project, so it just looks like that this is a good time to maybe be doing some of that shadow work, especially since, this is the season where we celebrate those in the past and recognize that, and so we can also recognize and celebrate ourselves in the past as well. So for our tarot cards, for our different categories, so I like to choose a category for health, what's going on there, a category for wealth, which could be abundance of all kinds, a card for family or relationships, sometimes it could be our immediate family, it could be our love relationships, it could be relationships with our friends, or our family could also be our friends. So and then my last category is career/creativity, because a lot of times I think that our creative sides are connected to our careers. So I'm going to be using the Halloween tarot. I thought I would just keep the theme, somewhat consistent for this month. Okay, so here's the backs of those little cards. Excuse me. And I'm just going to give this a little shuffle. So I'm going to pull those 4 categories first, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at them. So we'll pick number 1. There you go. Flew right out. That's nice. Okay, pick number 2. Okay, there's number 2. And number 3. There we go. And number 4. Where are you, number 4? Aha, no, doesn't want to come out. Okay, number 4. There you are. Okay, so our first card for the category of health, we have the Hanged Man. So here we have our little scarecrow, and he is upside down. So what I'm getting here is to perhaps look at your health from a different perspective. And this reminds me of a conversation I had with a student after school yesterday. She was talking about, she's a senior, and she's like, how do I get skinny for graduation? I want to be skinny for this, and she's a teenage girl, and, I don't want to, so the way I see it is, I told her, I said, you don't want to, do harm to your body just for a certain event, like I want to get ultra skinny, by this date, and she gave me a number of how many pounds she wants to weigh, and I said, maybe that's not the number of pounds that's good for your body. I said, there are people that weigh much less than I do for my height, and I said, and I don't feel good at that weight, so I said, take numbers aside, you want to go with how you feel and and how your clothes feel. So I told her, maybe just cut out all sweets, so maybe by looking at your health from a different perspective, instead of, those of you that are on, diets, so to speak, I like to think of the word diet as just like what you eat, it's not a special thing that you do to lose weight or this and that. And so look at your health, I would say, this month more from, not I'm trying to lose weight, or I want to look like this, or I want to reach a certain number, but more how do you feel, and just take stock of what are you actually putting into your body. Is it going to make that car run like a Lamborghini, or a Pinto that's been, rotting in the driveway for 10 years? So what do you want to put in your body? So just maybe have a different attitude, different outlook for how you perceive health to be this month, or how you perceive what health looks like for your body. Okay, next we go into wealth, and I like this card. We have the Page of Pumpkins, which translates to like the Page of Pentacles, and so it looks like in terms of wealth, we are talking about money, and it looks like that maybe some of us have been socking a little bit of money away, and that's going to help us out with some ventures that maybe we want to take on this month. Maybe some people are thinking of, now with the money they've saved, maybe starting off on a part-time job, on the side of the job they have, or starting off on a new little business. So it looks like there's new beginnings for a lot of us, and it's due to the kind of consistency that we've had and the determination to put our time and money away so that we can see this thing flourish, whatever it is that you guys are starting. So that sounds pretty awesome. Okay, next we have family and relationships. So here we have the Nine of Bats, which translates to like the Nine of Swords. And so it seems this month that we may be imposing our own fears onto situations. So let's say you have beef with your mom, or you and your sister are fighting or something like that. You may be imposing, and I'm not directing at this one at anybody in particular, remember this is just general, but our own insecurities tend to flare up, and our own past hurts tend to flare up whenever we are in conflict with another. And so let's say it's, I'm just going to give kind of a, petty argument that happens. Let's say, I don't know, I lend a CD to my brother and my brother jacks up my CD, but somehow I blow it way out of proportion because I have a thing about, my things being destroyed, and somehow that leads back to things that happened way in the past, and it's all being brought up over this like dumb CD. And so take a look at the arguments and conflicts that you guys are in and who they are with this month, and just try to maybe take a step back and be like, why am I getting so angry over this like little thing? Like what is this bringing up for me, or what insecurity is this bringing up for me? What happened in the past that's connected to this? Do I have other events that are connected to this, and things like that? And why am I so triggered by this person in particular? So that's something to take a look at this month. Next we have career/creativity, and we have the Three of Pumpkins. And so going back to what I said earlier about the Page of Pumpkins, which is like the Page of Pentacles, this would be like the Three of Pentacles, that we're really working towards perfecting, whatever it is that we've been keeping mum about. Some people have, been in the closet about like doing their tarot, or that they, have mediumship abilities, or some people are scared to put their art out there, or, they're afraid to tell people that they whittle, but they're like a fantastic whittler, So it seems like, you've put the time and money away, and now, this is something you've been working on for quite some time. You're really good at it. And so now I think it's time that we show that this month, and it looks like this is the month to do it. All right, so that's it. That's from it for the reading for October, and I hope you guys totally enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to October. I always look forward to October. I think that Halloween or Samhain and Yule or Christmas, they're kind of my favorite times of year, next to summer. Like, I'm a summer baby. I love summer. I love heat, which is probably why I live out here. But I like the feel of Samhain, and I like the feel of Yule time. So we are going into one of my favorite times. So anyway, if you guys have any questions about this reading, definitely leave that in the comments below, or maybe you just have a comment. If you would like to grab a reading with me, go down to the information box below, and you can head to my Etsy shop, you can head to my website. If you want to hang out on social media, there's stuff there as well. And so yeah, that's it for me. If you dug this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and I'll catch you spiritual homies later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.